I'm Scott Flowers with Cloud Ninjas. Today we're here to talk about Supermicro Storage SuperServer SSG-620P-E1CR24L. Let's get rolling. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by today to learn a little bit more about the Supermicro Storage SuperServer SSG-620P. We're going to hop in today and just do a quick general overview of the server as a whole. Not like our other series where we're going to do all the different installations and everything. It's just going to be more of a general overview of the parts inside. So we'll just go ahead and hop in. So there are two CPUs inside. It is an LGA 4189 socket, which means it takes Intel Scalable 3rd Gen processors, which is going to be your 4300 silver, your 5300 gold, your 6300 gold, and your 8300 platinum. All of these are compatible with this here. And again, there are two CPUs inside. It takes DDR4 memory. There's 16 DIMM slots as a whole. You can get speeds of 2666, 2933, or 3200. As far as the different DIMM sizes, you can go as low as an 8 gig, a 16 gig, a 32 gig, a 64 gig, a 128 gig, or all the way up to 256 gigabytes. And that brings us to what type of RAM is compatible with this machine? Well, you have ECC Registered, known as an RDIMM, and you have Load Reduced, known as an LRDIMM. With ECC Registered, you can max out at 4 terabytes using 16 256 gigabytes at 3200 speed, and it's the exact same scalability for the LRDIMMs. So as a whole, whether you're using ECC Registered or Load Reduced, both are good options, and you can get to 4 terabytes, okay? So now that we know a little bit more about the RAM and the CPUs, the other thing that I did want to point out is the storage. There are 24 slots for 3.5-inch SAS or SATA drives, which is really what this machine was designed for, was for storage, right? I love a 2U box that has 24 slots for 3.5-inch. It's a very unique design. Dell's version of this is the R740 XD2, but that is going to be your 2nd Gen Scalable procs, and there's not really a good design for the 3rd Gen Scalable procs. I'm a big fan of this box from Supermicro for just that reason, okay? So now let's talk a little bit about the storage, which is really the heart of this machine. Having a 2U design that has 24 large form factor drives, in my opinion, is just really awesome. I'm a huge fan of that kind of design as a whole. We'll show you have to put some inside, and we'll get to that more as we open it up, but there are 24 spaces for large form factors. There are 4 2.5 inches in the back that you can install, and this is something I did want to highlight that's actually kind of important, that depending on whether you put, you can set it up to put 4 NVMe, you can set it up to put 4 SAS, 4 SATA, but the cabling is not set up for NVMe right away. So when you get this, there might not be the cabling in the back. Supermicro designed it that way because they didn't want extra cabling in there. It actually could be bad for airflow. So if that's an upgrade in the future that you want, just know going into it that it won't have that cabling in advance, okay? And there's also 2 M.2s that are NVMe that are great for a boot drive, all right? So now that we know a little bit more about the storage as well, one of the things I want to do is go ahead and bring the camera a little bit closer, open it up, show you a little bit about the insides. We'll show you the back and all the different ports, and we'll show you a close-up of the front as well. So let's go ahead and hop in. Alright, so I put on my ESD gear so that we can work on side the machine. Just for the sake of time, I went ahead and opened it up. In order to do that, there's going to be 4 screws on the side, and then there is a screw in the back that just comes right off, and you can lift the top off. You'll just have to slide it, and it's a really simple process overall. So you saw the 12 large form factors in the front. Your next 12 are inside the machine, and they are right here. So again, these are hot swap, but not your normal hot swap because they're internal. So you would actually have to open the machine up, which does require a Phillips head screwdriver to remove some, and then you're able to remove them out. So it's not your true conventional hot swap, but these are your next 12 large form factor drives. So we're going to go ahead and push this back down. And again, it will take SAS or SATA, and of course you can put in SSDs as well and put in SAS or SATA SSDs, but since they're large form factor, I imagine most people at home are going to be stuffing in 18 TB plus drives inside here, 20 TB, 22 TB and up, and there'll be even larger drives in the future. So again, great box for storage overall. Back here, there's 2 screws that we'll go ahead and pop off real quick, and we're not going to remove everything because in order to get to the CPUs and to the RAM, you actually have to disconnect all the cabling, which that is part of the design I'm not a huge fan of, but that is how it's designed. So we're going to go ahead and just remove our screws right here. One here and just give you a little bit better view, and then we'll show you the front and the back to highlight all of the different ports as well. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and lift this up. Oh, still need to go a little further. Okay. All right, so now that we've removed this, you can see a little bit more here, and you see why it's kind of tough to be able to actually get in here, because you have to remove all this cabling to be able to get in here. This can actually slide out, and here's your 4 extra drives in the back. Okay, so just a quick overview, and then here's your 5 industrial fans, and then of course you do have redundant power supplies here, and the power supplies are 1600 watt titanium power, so there's a lot of power for these as a whole. So what we'll do now is we'll show you the front and the back so that you can see all the different ports. And actually, one other thing that I did want to point out are the expansion slots over here. So there's going to be 2 PCIe slots back here that are 4.0 by 16 low profile slots, and there's also a PCI slot that's 4.0 by 16 that's going to be an AIOM, which is your advanced IO module. So those are going to be your expansion slots, and then again we'll cover the front and the back right now. Alright, so here's going to be your back with your dual 1600 watt titanium power. You're going to notice that there's also a RJ45 dedicated IPMI LAN port. There's 2 USB 3.0 ports. You have a VGA port and you have a COM port. And there's also 2 SuperDIMM, that's your disk on module ports. So there's a whole bunch going on, and of course the 4 drives in the rear. And again, you can notice these are NVMe and these are not, so depending on how you have the cabling like we discussed will depend on what type of drives you can put in the back. So now we'll show you the front really quick, which there's not really much going on the front, and you kind of saw that in the beginning of the video, but we'll just show it to you real quick nonetheless. Alright, so just want to do a quick shot of the front. Not a lot going on the front outside the fact you got your 12 large form factor drives. They are hot swap, so you would just push this, and if you wanted to remove it, it just slides out nice and easy. Right now what we have is some 20 TB Western Digitals in here, which are some great drives. It's completely loaded with 20 TBs right now, and then it just slides back in, and it's a easy install overall. And you know, again, the only thing really going on up here is your power light indicator up here, and that's about it. It's really all about the storage in the front. So hey, if you made it this far, click that like, smash that subscribe, and if you're looking for any brand new Supermicro, we'd love the opportunity to earn your business. And we also do used Supermicro, and we do new and used Dell, IBM, Cisco, HPE. So we do a ton of different stuff. So depending on what your data center, your home lab's using, we would love the opportunity to earn your business. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Take care.